Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with you this morning. And we're going to start with singing Good Morning God. Good morning, God. This is your day. We are your children. Show us your way. Good morning, God. This is your day. We are your children. Show us your way. God shows us his way through his book, through the Bible, the true word of God. Our story today is about Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, and Laban. We're going to continue that and see what God had said to Jacob and to Laban in our story today. So, see you soon. Remember last week in our story we told you about Jacob finding a wife, or finding two. He went to his uncle Laban's, and his wives were Leah and Rachel, and they started to have a family, and their firstborn was Reuben, and then Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and then later on he would have Benjamin. God was with Jacob. God always works for the good of his people. Jacob had taken care of Laban's sheep and goats and worked very, very hard for a long time. But Laban did not want to share with Jacob. Laban was wanting to continue to trick him, but God was with Jacob. God always works for the good of his people. God helped Jacob to get ready to go home. And one night he spoke to Jacob in a dream. God told him to pack up his family and go back home. Jacob sent for Rachel and Leah and told them, God has been with me. And he said that in a dream that I'm to go back home. Now I have to leave this land. He asked Rachel and Leah if they would agree, and they said, do whatever God has told you. So Jacob and his family packed up their journey and were ready to go home. But guess who's not happy? Yep, Laban. He had heard what's going on. He did not want Jacob to leave. Laban began to chase Jacob. He chased him for 7 days, but one night he went to sleep. And that night God spoke to Laban and said, be very careful. You be kind to your son-in-law. The next morning Laban met up with Jacob, but God told him to be nice to Jacob. Laban asked Jacob if he could make him a promise to be kind to each other, and they agreed. So Jacob told everyone to bring some stones, and they piled it all together big enough that they would see it and remember the stones to be, every time they saw the stones, to be kind to each other. The next morning, Laban went home. God protected Jacob. One day Jesus would be born from Jacob's family. Jesus came to save people like you and me from sin and help us to love God. God protected Jacob's family so Jesus could be born. God always works for the good of his people.
Who is God? God is the creator and holds everyone and everything together. He is holy and does not change. Who is God? God is the creator and holds everyone and everything together. He is holy and does not change.